Oh, what's good, YouTube family? Oh, if you can hear me, I'm glad. I'm glad. First of all, if any of you tuned in earlier to the first time I tried to live stream, I apologize for that. I didn't have my mic set up and my laptop didn't pick up any of the audio, so I think I finally got it fixed right now. So I'm just gonna try to run through this 12-minute video of this man and hit my points and try to call it a day with under 15 minutes, hopefully. But let's pull it up and let's go ahead. Hopefully you can hear him. Well, welcome back to another video. Like always, thank each and every one of you all for rocking with the channel. I really do appreciate you all. So today's video, you might already tell from the title, it's a very controversial anymore. Every time a police officer discharges his firearm, it's controversial. It doesn't matter if it's justified or if it's unjustified. Everybody jumps to conclusions. They all have their opinions, and everyone knows what happens before the investigation. I'm sorry, but that's exactly what this man's about to do. He does fantastic videos. I actually respect this guy. I follow him. I watch a lot of his content. Kelly Beer, or Kelly Buzz, he does a lot of videos on Facebook. And one of his videos he put out right after the Jacob Blake shooting was completely crazy. I couldn't believe that he already came up with his own opinions as if he was on scene and he knew exactly what happened. Real quick, I've seen this about 4 times today trying to make new videos, but everything's got screwed up. The more and more I hear this man speak, the madder I get. I'm sorry. Before Jacob even made it to the hospital, I guess. I mean, this video was out within hours. So we're going to go ahead and break it down. I'm going to play it, pull it up here on screen, and we're going to talk about it. Everything he says, because it is insane. Now, these are the facts. Police were originally responding to a call for domestic dispute. Well, Jacob was actually the good guy. He was the peacemaker, as several witnesses on the scene stated that they saw Jacob trying to break. This is also the story that I've heard. And at no point, we're going to stop it right there. Jacob was not the peacemaker. Before officers arrived on scene, dispatch had already ran Jacob's name through the system, and Jacob had warrants out for his arrest. When the officers arrived on scene, they tried to detain Jacob for his warrants. Jacob then decided to fight the police. This wasn't captured on the video from across the street. However, it was captured from another cell phone video that is now circulating. Now, what sense does that make? Why would they run Jacob Blake's name and all that before they or appeared on the scene? Who called the cops on Jacob Blake to begin with? Two people fighting that he was trying to break up? They're like, oh no, he won't let us scrap, so come get him. Does that even make sense? Does that sound believable? They just knew Jacob Blake was here, so let's go get him. Across the internet, you're not going to see it on many channels. But Jacob fought the police. He wasn't resistant. This he says a couple times in this video, and it irritates the hell out of me. If any of you have actually seen Jacob Blake in this video or in pictures in the hospital or whatnot, he's a very small man, staturally. He's tiny. He's gonna fight 6 or 7 cops and then walk away casually like nothing happened, and they're gonna allow him to walk away casually. Was Jacob an obvious threat to these multiple armed officers? He had no weapon and was making no threatening gestures. He simply did what every peacemaking, unproblematic person would do: walk away. Jacob didn't have a weapon. This guy's filming this within hours of this happening. It already been proven that Jacob had what was, some people are saying, a knife in his hand as he's walking around in front of that car. That wasn't proven. And then it was stated that Jacob told police after he got done beating the police up, he told police that he had a firearm in the car. So Jacob walked around to the car. No, he didn't. As soon as he tried to get well, car, let me state this. I've heard no such statements from Jacob Blake. Again, we don't know what happened at the beginning of the altercation or the situation with the police and Jacob Blake. We didn't get the video until after, but think about this.
You're in a predominantly black neighborhood, right? You're a police officer in a predominantly black neighborhood. You get into a fight. You, five other officers get into a fight with one skinny black man. Do you not think that would have been on video? Would people not record that situation? They're gonna wait till the fight's over and then Jacob Blake's walking away to record. Does that sound legit? Does that sound like it makes any sense? Because it doesn't to me. Honestly, sounds like bullshit.
It is considered a deadly threat, given that he already made the statement that there was a firearm in the car. Look at it from this point of view. If an officer pulls you over on a traffic stop and you're fishing around the car, you're moving, making erratic moves, you're moving to the glove box very quickly after, say, you're being very disrespectful, you're uncooperative, and that officer might think you have something in the car that you want to get away or you want to fight the police or whatever. That officer's going to pull his firearm out and consider it a threat.
Here's my issue with that. I don't first of all, I don't understand the correlation between that scenario, his hypothetical, and the Jacob Blake situation because Jacob Blake walked away cool, calm, and collected. He wasn't fidgety. He wasn't trying to reach for anything, trying to hurry up and grab something to attack the police officers with. He just seemed like he was over the bullshit and he was trying to leave. And the other part of if it was me, I don't have to tell you any fucking thing. I don't have to do anything you fucking say. You pull me over. You're not searching my car if I don't want you to. You need a warrant for that. Regardless of what you say, you really have no control over me if I choose not to comply. Like you pull me over for a lawful reason, then okay, you can proceed based on whatever those like I have a tail light out. Okay, I have a tail light out. That doesn't give you permission to search my fucking car. I got something in my car and you wanna search that, then you need to call somebody else and get permission to get a warrant or some shit.
That's just like if Jacob was getting inside of his vehicle in the manner that he did. And then this guy goes on to say that he would have done just like any other person would have done. He's peacefully walking away. You're peacefully walking away from law enforcement after you just got done fighting them. That makes no sense at all. That is not peace. That is resisting arrest.
Up until the end, I didn't see anything that made him seem like he was under arrest. I mean, honestly, if he was under arrest, wouldn't they have stopped him before he walked around the whole vehicle and then tried to get in the car? Like if they really wanted to detain him, couldn't they have all just jumped on his ass, threw him on the ground like they did George Floyd, hold him there and cuff him there on the spot instead of letting him walk the whole way around the vehicle and then get halfway in it?
Now, many people are going to fault him for not complying. Many people are going to say, well, he resisted. Well, this is the thing. History has shown that even complying and doing everything the officer said could still leave you with a knee on your neck. So now we're going to go to George Floyd.
Okay, so he seems to get a little irritated by this statement. And before he does his rant, I wrote a couple names down in a couple situations I wanted to go over real quick. George Floyd's the poster boy, I guess, because of his situation being so fresh, so recent. But there's so many other names. We got Cornelius Fredericks, who was I want to say that young man was 17 years old. He was slammed on the ground and restrained essentially by 7 staffers. Then he died. I don't know if it was asphyxiation or what the situation was, but he was throwing food in the lunchroom. They slammed him down, piled on him, and he's dead. Breonna Taylor, killed her in her sleep. Ahmaud Arbery, Jamel Robertson. This man was 26, I want to say. I think he was 26. He was a security guard at some high-end bar. I don't know if it was high-end, honestly, but he was a security guard at a bar. a armed man came in, shot and killed four. I believe he killed four people. Uh, Jamel jumped on him, subdued him, restrained him until the police arrived. And when they arrived, they promptly shot and killed him for doing his job. We got Botham John. A lot of you remember that story. Stephon Clark. The young man was in his grandmother's backyard, shot and killed by the police for holding his phone, which seemed like a weapon at the time. Philando Castile, shot in his car. Told the officers, I do have a weapon, but I'm licensed to carry. They didn't care. He was with his family and they shot him in front of them in the car while being recorded. Alton Sterling, Sandra Bland. Does anybody honestly believe that Sandra Bland hung herself? Does that seem realistic to anyone else? Because the more I read up on it, the more I've heard about it, and it sounds like bullshit. Sandra Bland hung herself in jail. I'm sorry. We got some more. Khalif Browder, Freddie Gray, Walter Scott, Samir Rice, who was 12 years old and just playing with his friends outside. Michael Brown, Eric Garner. The one that bothers me the most, outside of people like Trayvon and Tamir, a gentleman named Sergeant James Brown. He was an Army vet. He was 26 years old. He got in some trouble, got popped with a DUI, turned himself in. Turned himself in for the DUI charges. Uh, he was diagnosed with PTSD. It was well documented. He had some kind of outburst. So all the officers got in their riot gear, went in, put him down. He did not resist. He did not fight. But they were on him so hard, I guess. He let them know he couldn't breathe, and then he's dead. Veterans, babies, elderly, nobody is safe. How can people like this officer here not understand the problem? Not understand what we're talking about? Is it that difficult?
He's basically insinuating that George Floyd was peaceful and Derek Chauvin's.
Oh, I'm sorry because I might cut this video off short. I, another thing that really bothers me. I don't want to hear about somebody's rap sheet. I don't give a fuck what they did in their lifetime. Honestly, unless they were in the act of committing some crimes, and that's when the police stepped in and they were forced to shoot. That's different. If somebody's up to some shit and you step in as an officer, please do your job. I will not fault you for that. Little kids playing with their friends in the park, hanging out in their grandma's backyard, sleeping. Come on, you can't justify that shit at all. It don't make sense. Who was it? Candace Candace Owens. That fucking train wreck. She she was very, very, very against people using George Floyd as I don't know, the staple of a movement, I guess you can call it. Bringing up charges from 1998. I'm sorry, what the fuck does 1998 charges got to do with this man now? I could be wrong. Don't quote me because I'm just going to throw out a year. I might be wrong. I feel as though I read that George Floyd's rap sheet ended 2016. There was nothing since 2016. I'm not positive. I'm only going off what I might have read and what I might have heard from Stephen Jackson because they were apparently best friends. So Stephen knew him better than anybody. Is what I'm going off of. But let's hear a little bit more real quick.
Just ended up knee in the back of his neck for 8 minutes for no reason at all. George Floyd cooperated. George Floyd got out of the car. He was answering all the questions. He put his hands behind his back, he walked over and he got in the car. He was being very compliant, right? No. Obviously, this guy hasn't seen the body cam footage that's since been released and leaked out to the public that shows that George Floyd did anything but comply.
Now, I myself have not seen such videos. I didn't know they had body cams, to be honest with you. Oh, and I guess I did. The Asian officer, he had one on. Okay, but no, that's about the only body cam I saw. I didn't see anything saying that George Floyd was, or showing that George Floyd was being irate or not cooperating with the officers at all. The videos I saw, I did see, what was his name? Or the Asian officer. I don't know his name. I'm sorry. I saw his body cam with the medic. I think she was a medic or a firefighter. I can't remember her job, but she was there telling them to get off him, do chest compressions and whatnot. Saw all of those videos. Saw the initial video from the store that George Floyd was parked in front of, where his two friends got out of the vehicle, one in the front and the back seat. And then the officer came to the driver's side door, talked to him civilly and calmly. He gets out, they put him in cuffs calmly, walk him over to the sidewalk and sit him down calmly. No issues. They're still talking while he's sitting there calmly. Pick him up, they walk across the street. Then there's no more video because you can't see anything over there. Next thing you know, George Floyd's on the ground. So I don't know what video he's talking about, but I would like to see it if there's anything that says George Floyd was being a piece of shit at the moment of his death.
Especially in the wake of incidents like George Floyd, that black man walked away and tried to get back in the car with his kids. Imagine how traumatizing something like that would be as his children witness their father being gunned down. We always talk about the injustice.
It's very traumatizing.
He's going to talk about how it is very traumatizing for the kids and whatnot. And I don't want to hear shit he has to say about that. I'm sorry. More problematic is, what if it's me? What if it's my brother? One of my best friends, one of my army buddies. What if it's one of us? What do we do? What do we tell our kids? What is our family supposed to do? Our friends, the people that love and respect us, what are they supposed to do? How am I supposed, as a black father, supposed to feel comfortable with my kids going out anywhere without me being right there with them? My kids can't go to their friends because I don't fucking trust people around. You know, and I'm in a small town in Pennsylvania, so it doesn't seem like it's something that's out of the realm of possibility. It might not be here yet, but who's to say it couldn't be? I'm not in a black friendly neighborhood. I know my neighbors hate me. Fuck them. I don't trust them around my kids. My kids barely are allowed to go outside. That's an issue. When a parent doesn't feel comfortable letting their kids play in their own yard unaccompanied. It hurts. PTSD alone, that's enough to drive somebody crazy. Just thinking what could happen. And I do suffer from PTSD. I'm a 10-year Army vet. I love my country. Don't get me wrong. I love law enforcement. I support and love anyone in uniform who does something outside of worry about their own fucking selves. It takes a lot to do that. I've done it. I know a lot of great people who've done it. That still doesn't give anyone the right to take someone's life for no reason.
For children to see this, absolutely 100%. No child should have to see their parents be shot. No child should have to see their parents be treated in this manner by the police. However, you cannot blame the police for doing their jobs. You cannot put this
Who are you supposed to blame? Who is the fault lie with in that situation if you can't blame the police for shooting someone unarmed and helpless, unprovoked? In majority of the cases, not all, but the majority of the cases that we've been hearing about, unprovoked. You look fishy. Let me just fucking shoot you dead. You rolled your eyes at me. I'm gonna shoot you in the back. You didn't say good morning, officer. Let me just take these shots at you. And I know, I know those are great exaggerations, but that's what it seems like half the time.
Their emotions on the police officers. Their parents should comply. If you know your children are in the car, don't try to fight the police. If you know your children are in the car and the police have guns out, you know that it could lead to a deadly, shootout. Why would you do this to your children? This guy is insinuating that it's completely the police's fault because this man is walking away peacefully.
Now, why isn't victim shaming an issue when it comes to uh, unarmed black men and women being killed by police officers? Like, I understand Me Too and all that, but why doesn't that still pertain to lives lost unfairly and unjustly?
Psychological effects that these type of events have on the youth and the children of the families of these victims. It has sparked a snowstorm of protests, riots, and looting. And even the Wisconsin governor has slammed the police department for its repeated abuse of excessive force.
He's absolutely right. The governor of Wisconsin, within hours after the shooting, from watching that 7-second video, condemned the police officers. There was no investigation, hasn't even started yet, and the governor is saying this is excessive force. That is where we're at in today's world. It is insane where police officers are going to
Why is that wrong?
Going into another profession.
Why is it wrong the governor stepped in and said, no, this is not how shit should have happened?
Can't even back law enforcement. Wait for a fair investigation. I don't know anymore. It's like the governor's trying to get in front of it before Antifa and the Black Lives Matter protests burn down the cities. I guess it's gonna.
And first of all, fuck Antifa and Black Lives Matter. I don't want to hear about that shit right now. He's saying it as if that officer was fired on the spot. If he was charged with some criminal charges on the spot, that man still has his job. The governor just said, nah, you did that shit wrong. Sorry. And this brings me to another point that I want to bring up. The Wisconsin Attorney General gave a press conference stating, and I'll put a link in the description, stating that after the shooting and he was detained and everything in the hospital, Jacob did come forward and say he did have a knife in the floorboard of his vehicle. He did admit that after. So like he's trying to say it as if they knew, hey, he's got a weapon in there. Let's go get it before he does something to us. Like, we're not going to allow you to justify shooting this man for no fucking reason. Oh, he had a weapon in there, but you didn't know about it. But yeah, the Wisconsin Attorney General stated there was no gun. He did admit to having the knife after when the investigation started and after the shooting and everything was already done, way done.
They believe it's going to help them, and they're not going to go out and burn the cities if they get out on Twitter and say the police run the wrong. I don't know what their mindsets are when they're condemning these police officers, but it's not cool.
Why would the officers have their guns already drawn on a man who had nothing in his hands? How did we get to the pistols so quickly?
Well, we already stated that in the beginning. They default the police. He did have something in his hand.
I'm done with him. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm sorry. It just makes me more and more mad. So let me address the knife in his hand issue first. That didn't look like a knife to me. at all. It looked like maybe a hair pick or a comb or something. Definitely not a fucking knife. And again, it's already been stated he didn't have it on him. It was in the floorboard of his vehicle. And back to the whole he fought the cops thing. His little ass is not going to do much against 5, 6, 7 police officers. Even if they were all female, not saying anything wrong about female officers, he's not going to fight all these cops by himself and then walk away casually. Why would they let him walk away casually from the opposite side of the vehicle all the way around, slow at a glacier pace? He wasn't running. He was walking like he didn't have a care in the world. Walked around slowly to the driver's side door and tried to climb in and leave. Now, when he opened the door and tried to climb in, the officer started pulling his shirt. He didn't have enough power to pull that man down out of the vehicle. They couldn't subdue him at all. They decided, fuck it, we're just going to shoot him in the back 7 times. I don't understand. I really don't. My motivation for this video, it wasn't so much to enlighten anyone or educate at all. I saw this officer's video randomly pop up in my news feed, and it pissed me off. I understand as an officer, you have kind of a alliance, the brotherhood. You want to support your brother in blue, but at some point, someone's gonna have to say, no, you're just fucking wrong. Me as a black man, I fear for my life every day. I don't like to leave. I really don't. I definitely don't want my kids going anywhere. That is a problem. I don't hear from my brother for more than a week. I wonder what the fuck happened to him. My mom, is she okay? I haven't heard from you in a month. I know you work. You never know nowadays. I mean, that's cold hard truth. It hurts, but it's fact. Later on in the video, if people do like to watch it, I'll post a link for this officer's video also. But he starts talking about the guy he liked, the reactor he likes watching. He was making his video to divide. We're not trying to divide. I have a mixed family, a blended family. 2 white baby girls, bunch of little black boys. I don't want division. I want my kids to be safe. I want my kids to be happy. I don't want somebody for no reason at all deciding, hey, you look like a good target. Let me go kill you. Let me go abduct you. These are things people need to be talking about. I have a lot of very close multinational friends and family. These are things we need to sit and discuss together. How do we deal with this? How do we combat this? Let me give you a hypothetical, honestly. Let's say hypothetically, the black nation decides, fuck it. We're going to bring the Black Panthers back. Or the Nation of Islam decides, you know what? Fuck it. We're going to move in and do something about this shit. Black people aren't the minorities anymore. We're pushing for a civil war. I'm not going to lie to you. I didn't like war when I was in Iraq. It's not fun. Getting shot at and blown up every other day, not knowing where it's coming from, where it's going to land. You just have to sit there and pray. That is scary as shit. And those are Taliban. We knew why we were fighting them. Why am I fighting my brother? My brother in blue. Why can I not look at you with the same respect and reverence that I thought you deserved? Why do I have to look at you in fear for my life, fear for my kids' lives? Somebody needs to sit down and have some serious conversations. And I know it's not this way everywhere. The problem is it could be. What do you do when it comes to your town, your state, your city, your neighborhood? But I had to get that off my chest. I've been trying to put this video out for hours and it's been a mess. But I'm done with this. My next video will definitely be more uplifting, better reactions. This really touched me in the way that I really felt the need to say something about it. But thank you guys for sitting here watching with me this little time, and I hope you guys come back. Hope you subscribe. Leave me some comments, likes, dislikes. Let me know if you like the comment or the content. Dialogue is needed, regardless of what it's about. We need to be able to talk and be fam. You know what I mean? We're family, human race. God made us all. But like I said, I appreciate everybody. Thank you for the likes, the comments. Please subscribe, and until next time, peace.